because people come here.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what it is. It's a power move. You have me sitting lower.
Yeah, so we can all look down on you.
No, thanks. Well, they said you guys got some people coming in here after the last one?
Yeah, a couple people came
They just
through.
felt like, I think this is a place where white and black people have conversations.
So it was funny. The first person that came last time was he said this out of his own mouth. He was like, I'm Indian, but he had on a MAGA hat.
Okay.
And he walked in and was like, hey, I saw you guys on Crowder. Can I get a cut here? Yeah, I guess so, man. Come on.
Did you have your hand on your piece? You're like, I don't know if you come.
Nah, because he didn't come like that. He didn't have the backpack and the ski mask on. Yeah, he didn't have that on.
Was he nice? Was he good?
It's cool.
Yeah. What do you guys think, like, when you see someone with a MAGA hat? Because I know we were kind of talking about that last time.
It depends on how they present themselves. To me.
Yeah.
For me.
Well, okay, so like, what would present themselves in a way that would be like decent versus piece of shit?
Yeah, some people carry that air of superiority.
Yeah.
And if you present that to me, I'm very conscious of that. If you present that to me, I'm gonna respond appropriately.
Yeah.
That's just me personally.
What would be like an air of superiority, like?
Just like certain things you say in conversation, and and like you said, just in the physical nature of these chairs. Well, in conversation, you can physically go up and down and put yourself above or beneath. So when people do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I actually, when I do the change my minds and sit with people, I actually kind of slump my shoulders and deliberately kind of make myself smaller, just to not. It's like, what is it? The crab that has the red under its claws is showing danger. So I don't wear red, because apparently that signifies poison. But yeah, no, there's all these body language experts now. You watching TV, and I'm like, this seems like horse shit. Like, he looks to the left, so you can tell he's lying.
Yeah, some of it is horse.
It's like, I saw him on camera. He killed his girlfriend with a butter dish. I don't give a shit what he says.
He took too long to say that answer. He had to think about it. No, he's thinking about what he wants to say.
Yeah.
He don't just spit out. He wants to think about what he's saying.
Last time we talked, we were kind of just, and the reason was just like, often you see in news people.
Just real quick before they move on to the next topic. So I'm a black man, right? I can tell you what I think when motherfucker wear a MAGA hat. I don't give a shit. Point blank, period. I don't give a damn whether you wearing a MAGA hat or not. I don't care how you act. I ain't never wore one myself. I ain't never put one on. Not gonna put one on. I'm not that big of a fan. I'm not a super fan. Now, I like Donald Trump, but I'm not that deep. It's not that deep to me. It's football players I really like. It's rappers I really like. I wouldn't wear a jersey with their face on it. I wouldn't wear a shirt with their face on it. You probably have to give it to me for free. Give me a MAGA hat for free. I might think about wearing it. But, I don't give a damn. It's not that deep. I think people who think it's that deep, seeing other folk around with MAGA hats, you got some other issues going on. Be honest with you. You got some other issues going on because you don't really know them till you really get to know them at the end of the day, point blank, period. That's like me judging somebody with a rainbow shirt on, like, oh, this dude must be LGBTQ, he must be gay. I don't know that unless I go up and walk up to him. I may be surprised, right? So you'll have people that treat you with disrespect just because you got a certain type of hat on. And I don't think that's cool, so.
People just kind of siphon themselves off right into an echo chamber. And I thought it was good. We were just kind of able to see other perspectives. Where do you think the country is now? Like with that? Like,
is that an open question? Or?
Yeah, race relations between, because last time I wanted to get your perspective, and there's a perspective now in the white community. None of us are an ambassador for the entire community, but things have changed quite a bit the last year and a half. Temperatures have gone up. But what do you guys think? What do you think we are in the country?
I'd like to chime in on that.
Yeah.
I'm happy you asked that question. There are a lot of social and economic dynamics at play that have certainly gone, in my opinion, in the wrong direction. I don't think that people really understand the gravity of where we're headed. We are vastly sliding into an autocratic regime here. And absolutely. I'll give you several reasons. You see, in order to have, you can't have a one-dimensional approach when you're wanting to continue to lead from a global perspective, all right? What you see here today is an isolationism approach, which has never worked in the past because we don't have an understanding of geography and history, all right? And I'll just simply close by saying, you got to understand something. The rest of the world is grossly infuriated with the way America has taken shape. And not only that, we're ceding all our best opportunities to China, right? Look around you in the relationships they're fostering with everybody else, which includes Canada, Mexico, and they've even gone as far down into the Latin American corridor, fortifying their bases while we're still hollering that we're the greatest.
You talking about China, like in the Panama Canal?
Not just the Panama Canal. Let's pivot from the Panama Canal and let's look at the long-term strategy they have now, where they just signed an agreement with Mexico to build another canal bypassing the Panama Canal. And when you look at the whole transatlantic corridor, where you've got now Brazil and Canada as well as Mexico trading, and they're stopping in Peru, where China has a huge presence at, circumventing completely the navigation and the use that comes with having to use the Panama Canal. So we'll avoid conflict with America and just simply go around America is what's happening here.
Talking about China?
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I mean, I want to agree with the first part, autocratic. I think China needs to be dealt with, and this is the first time we are. I'm Canadian. Well, I was raised in Canada. Canada sucks. Canada is a dog shit country. Canada, the kind of shit we're doing, you can't do this in Canada. If you say something too offensive or I say something too offensive, you will be jailed in Canada.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So I'm fine with the U.S. being the best country. I came here from Canada because, I mean, I have friends who were arrested. I had a friend, stand-up comic, was fined for telling a joke. I don't think people realize how good we have it here in this country compared to other countries.
But that's the painstaking part about it all.
Let me know if that's true. Like, I heard a lot of bullshit about Canada. I see videos and I'm like, man, I don't know if that's a place I'd want to go. I hear people talk about Canada and how liberated it is over there. I don't know if that's a place I could definitely dwell in, but let me know, is that a thing where freedom of speech, you say certain things, you could get fined or jailed? Let me know in the comments down below. Curious.
Is the fact that, you know, I've always been one to say, and I believe this firmly, freedom is not a right. It's a privilege until you wake up the next morning and find out you don't have it anymore.
Yeah. It also comes with duties.
That's what I was about to say. It also comes with responsibilities, because while we free to speak and say what we want, and I went to Montreal a few months ago, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Bet you saw a lot of tits on signs. That's all it is.
No, I didn't.
It's just strip clubs. Our Times Square is a giant strip club.
It was a couple of them.
Yeah.
But no, like there is responsibility, and like everybody's from different places, different backgrounds. Some of us from certain backgrounds know, like, running your mouth too much in a certain space can get your ass whooped.
Yeah.
Like, you free to say what you want, you're just not free from the consequences. Like the consequences that come with you saying the wrong thing at the wrong time to the wrong person.
Yeah.
And that's where we all have responsibilities in what we say and when we say it.
Yeah. The problem, though, too, and that's, I was kind of talking more domestically, the problem with that idea is a lot of people are offended by different things. Mm-hmm. And so people get their ass whooped for something they didn't say, right? That's the real thing. I don't know if you guys were following the stabbing there on that train in Charlotte, Irina Zarutska. Last time I was asking where you guys thought we were, you know, as far as in the country relation. Like, have you guys heard of the term black fatigue? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You guys know what that means?
Since the last time you came, that's become a thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's just become a recent thing.
And do you know what it means?
I'm not sure.
I'm going to ask that.
It's a term that's being used by people in the white community, by and large, again, saying they feel like they've been victimized and they're tired of taking that shit. You know, that was a girl who was dying alone in public. And that was a guy who was let out 14 times, including violent crimes in the name of racial justice, right? He didn't have to post bail. He didn't have to appear back in court. This is not the first time he's assaulted someone.
How do we know that was in the interest of racial justice as opposed to just being
because the judge said it.
A fucked up attempt at justice, period. Yeah. Like, the legal system has its flaws.
Yeah.
And people have been making complaints about that for decades, right? But that's just, to me, that's a mental health thing more than it's a black and white thing.
Well, I'll tell you why, because white people are saying it now.
Right.
Not just
And
white people are saying, hey,
that's
we're in
what makes
city.
it a bigger thing.
Well, because, white people are 12 times as likely to be killed by a black person any other way around. I'm just going to shoot you straight. It's not even close.
Where?
Across.
Okay, y'all. I got my chat GPT modified in a way where it'll break things down like to the T. Like it'll break it down to the T, and then it'll simplify it for you to understand it. Sometimes chat GPT can lie to you just based off it doing lazy research, giving quick responses. So you got to modify it if you want to get, like, say if you want to do statistical data and stuff like that, you got to modify it. If you doing, say if you cooking, you can definitely get quick answers. Like you can just have the think response like that because it doesn't take long. But stuff like this, it can be quite profound. Like numbers can look skewed. Like you can think like, and I always reference the football. You can think that a offense is really bad just by the fact that how long that their defense stays out there on time. So like offense can be ranked 16th in the NFL, but because they don't get as much time on the field, they're not really getting as many yards or scoring as many points as other teams with powered offense. They could be a high powered offense themselves, but you can't really skew the numbers. Now that's not to say that the numbers are always right or always wrong. It's just it takes more deep diving to really understand what's going on. But what Steven Crowder is saying, what all these people are saying, what all these white folks are saying, that white people are 12 times more likely to be murdered by a black person is complete bullshit. It's complete bullshit. Anybody you hear saying shit like that is complete bullshit. I'm going to break down what ChatGPT said to me. So, says here, bottom line, the specific claim white people are 12 times more likely to be killed by a black person is not supported by FBI, BJS. My confidence in saying this is high. So you see, I got that modification in there. I have it checked, like double check and tell me how confident are you with the statistics that you research. Multiple official sources and independent fact checks. Exact percentages vary by year, and data set in the FBI's reporting system has not changed in recent years. So year to year, comparisons require care. Confidence on any single year percentage being universal is moderate. So when we think about what he said, cherry picking and misinterpretation ratios like 12 times typically come from non-official graphics that mix different years, categories, or per capita denominators in ways that don't match how the FBI, BJS published data. Credible reviewers have debunked these claims. Data limitations in many cases, offender race is unknown, and some tables only include single victim, single offender incidents. So using them to make a sweeping claims is shaky. Most violence happens with social networks, proximity, which tends to be within the same racial group. Experts caution against reading interracial crime stats as proof of inherent group tendencies rather than intraracial. What he's doing is looking at interracial. So we can see here that either Steven Crowder has an agenda or he's being super lazy with his talking points. And I've said it time and time before again. This is why I wasn't calling Charlie Kirk a racist, because I've seen black people regurgitate the same statistics that he was saying. Don Lemon, the lady on CNN, like a whole bunch of people. It wasn't about black people murdering people, but it was about black fathers. Why? Because they wanted to uplift the black woman for whatever reason, whatever motives, whoever is pulling the strings wanted to set a certain agenda to paint black fathers or black men as very bad people. And he's doing the same, but just in a different regard, right? I say all that to say you got to fact check these motherfuckers, man, and be okay with telling them they wrong. Like, I understand the plight of people being a little bit tired of black conservatives right now. That's heating up right now. That's a conversation that's heating up right now. And I can understand that because y'all regurgitating talking points from people that don't look like you and they don't know the lifestyle that you live. They haven't been in the same shoes that you've been in, but you're regurgitating statistics that you know for a fact that everybody in the hood ain't like that. It's always a few niggas in the hood who on bullshit. Everybody in the hood may sing rap lyrics. They may shout out Future song shit. You done went and got all them guns and ain't nobody popped up dead. That's most people in the hood. They got a whole bunch of guns. Even your local drug dealers, they don't even be getting in shootouts like that or robbing folk like that. It's a few minuscule people. Really, it really is. Everybody ain't like that in the hood. Everybody's not like that. And if you from the hood, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know what's up. Do you think that's what's going on? I know for a fact that's not what's going on. From the people I grew up with, from the hoods I've been in, the traps houses I've been in, everybody ain't like that. Everybody ain't out there trying to murder somebody. Like, you can barely get away with it today with the technology we have today. It's too risky to do dumbass shit like that. Not to say that it's not happening. It's happening. That shit is happening. But it's not happening from black people to white people. It's happening in our own damn hoods against our own damn people. We have to worry about one another as black folk more than anybody else. And same goes for you white folk out there. Y'all got to worry about each other more than anybody else. I hate even talking like that, just speaking on color terms, trying to describe people, but that's how we got to speak today for people to understand. This is bullshit. I know I went on a tangent, but we just got to fact check this bullshit. So don't be afraid to fact check these people. Don't look like, you still hold conservative principles. You're not no liberal or Democrat, but damn, speak the truth. Call a spade a spade. When you see bullshit, call it out. That's what, we here for, is to list out the facts, not go on the bullshit. So.
It's a country.
Where? Not in
The United States. I mean, we're not talking about Ghana.
And like,
yeah.
What I'm saying is, in white communities or in quote unquote so-called white communities,
Across the country, the rate is a black man or person, because most murder is men. There are very few female murders. 12 times more likely to kill a white person the other way around. And then you look at the average amount of times that someone in this country is arrested before they're brought in for killing, charged with murder. Do you know how many times they're arrested on average before they murder? 11 times.
Once again, the justice system's got its flaws, and people have been complaining about that for years. We spend more time trying to fix that than trying to.
Could be true what he's saying, but it seems like the numbers are a little over exaggerated. I'm gonna put the data sheet up here, what I've done my research on. But yeah, that makes sense, but it's just not just black folk. I'm sure it's all races and all people all around that are being convicted for either whether it's petty crimes or crimes in general, felonies, before they get arrested for murder.
Complain about the white versus black of it all.
Well, I think, just like I was trying to listen to all communities last time, I think this is something that's unavoidable. If this community, if enough white people get pissed off, they're going, look, we're living in New York now, we're getting killed in record numbers, or Detroit, 12 times the rate. And our system, 3 strikes in California, right? That was a 3-strike policy. The reason that was changed, they said it was racist. Crime went down in black communities 30%. But now people are looking at their cities going, this is a fucking hellscape. And the murders skyrocketed because people said in the name of racial justice, like, 3 felonies, you're out.
Because crime is crime, right? But crime is usually going to be higher concentrated in areas where there's high poverty. So typically the areas that's high poverty in this country are areas with people with this color skin. So that's why you're going to have that. That's why I said those numbers could be skewed and made to manipulate to look like Oh yeah, that's why I said in
Not at
white
12 times the
in-
rate.
Yeah,
Not at 12 times the
yeah.
rate.
in suburban neighborhoods,
Yeah.
white people
At 12
not in
times the rate. I don't know who gave you that number, but it's made the fuck up. That's not y'all are not more likely to be harmed by black folk, even if you go to the hood. Black folk gonna look at you. Like, who fuck this white boy out in the hood? At anything and going on about their business. Even a motherfucker that's looking to rob you. Not to say that ain't no motherfucker in the hood that won't rob you. Not to say that. He probably gonna rob a nigga that look like him before he rob you. He'll skip you and go rob a nigga that look just like him. That's a fact. You can be in the hood, minding your business, doing your thing. He gonna skip you and go fuck with a nigga that look just like him, talk like him, listen to the same music, or the same earrings, or the same grill, or the same clothes. He gonna skip you and go fuck with him. That's what's gonna happen in the hood. You making up these numbers.
danger. And that's what this kind of fear mongering tells them is that you're in danger because you're 12 times more likely to get killed by a black person.
Bullshit.
You live in fucking ain't nobody coming after you. You know what I'm
Nobody
saying?
coming.
Like nobody tripping on you. But these people
Pussy.
are just as scared as the other folks. That
They
you're
are if
talking
they
to.
get on a bus.
Not necessarily.
They are if they get on a
'Cause
train.
That lady wasn't in danger because that man was black. That lady was in danger because that man was crazy.
Nope.
Come on.
That man was mentally insane.
He said, he talking about no. Yeah, that nigga was insane. That nigga was crazy. Now I will say, I give it to you. Man, them people that sitting around not doing shit and let that nigga do that shit, that's fucked up. Now they probably didn't see the first strike. I think he hit it like 3 times or so it was pretty quick. But for them to like just get up and walk off, not try to assist the girl or try to stop the bleeding, nothing. Yeah, nigga, that's wild. That's some crazy shit.
So
That's some New York shit.
but why?
That's some New York shit. New York mind they about the goddamn business out there. They mind they damn business.
Was he back in
Family members, he had his own family members call the hospital
Yeah.
to try to get him committed. He told his sister he
Right.
killed that woman because he thought she was trying to read his mind.
Yep.
That's
Why was he let out
insane.
though?
That ain't
And I'm
black
not
and
saying it's
white.
because he's black.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying
not
people
black
look at
and
it though.
white, but how
He did
does
say that. That's what he said at first. That was the first thing he said. Maybe I'm missing it. Go back. Isn't that the first thing he said? What are you talking about?
Judge
become a
said
part of black fatigue?
he's insane, right? We agree.
That's
He
not
was-
a black and white issue.
He was deemed not fit to stand trial, right?
Right. He
Now
should
the
have been
IOU
institutionalized.
Right. The IOU policy, meaning you don't have to pay bail. You don't even have to stay here until you're actually convicted. You just say you'll come back.
Right,
That was the
which is
14th time.
messed up.
Yeah,
Which
the
is messed
judge,
up.
Teresa Stokes, black woman, said, well, this is about racial justice. We need to be softer on crime. So that's her reasoning. That's why he was out. And you can find dozens of examples.
That's her misguided reasoning.
And that's policy.
But
and
that's
that's
not- systemic, though,
that's
right?
not representative of a whole.
It's not. It's
Right.
not. No. And look, we always have to say not all. Like
Right.
not all white people wear MAGA hats and are dumbass pieces of racist shit. But we have all been accused of racism, sexism, misogyny, homophobia. What I'm saying is black fatigue is white people going, you know what? I know I'm not racist. And I know that we're dealing with record crime, and I know that I'm more at risk. And they have negative interactions, and they're constantly told that they're not allowed to voice their fucking opinion because they're white. And if those people get pissed off, like that's where we actually could end up with some kind of, I'm telling you, I see this brewing. I see people who were milquetoast white suburban who are becoming actually racist. Now, not all of them, but I've seen people actually become racist because they get mugged, their store gets looted, and nothing gets done. They're going, and if I say something, it's turned into a race thing. I'm telling you what, that's where it's coming from. At what point do we have a talk and go like, okay, let's reform justice, but we have to be honest as to why it was reformed in the first place. This guy, it's not even the only one. It's every 3 days someone's being offed.
Yeah, but at the same time, let's transfer that over to, I mean, there's a lot of unsafe things in this world. Like getting mugged by a black person is not the paramount unsafe thing. There's school shootings, there's road rage, there's all of that shit.
Yep.
And the primary people that commit a lot of those are people who don't have this skin.
No.
So if switch it over, if black people say, well, we getting fed up and we tired of all these school shootings and all of these road rage and all that, who do we say something to? Who hears our voice?
And when does the white fatigue
And
kick
when does the white fatigue kick in?
Well, we've been hearing about
Who hears us?
that's the point, right? We've been hearing about it all our lives, about white fatigue, about systemic
But
discrimination. I'm
nothing's ever
Canadian,
been
right?
done. That's the
You're
problem.
correct.
It
It's
has
still
been done.
here.
That's why we've done systemic justice reform that has led to more crime, right? That's the reason for no three-strike policy. That's the reason for cashless bail. That's the reason for catch and release. The reason for it, in the wake of Black Lives Matter, George Floyd riots, Summer of Love, was we're going to reform crime, we're going to reform the justice system, and it's gotten worse everywhere it's been. And then when white people leave those neighborhoods, well, now it's white flight. If they come in, it's gentrification. And I'm telling you, there are a lot of people who are pissed off, and they're not going to sit down and have this conversation and be real about it. And they're going, well, what happens when someone has to keep their mouth shut about everything?